Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Shobha, for waking the audience up. Um, I'm using my mobile phone just because it's tech-enabled revolution for referring my notes. Cool. So at Amazon, I've been sort of over the last 5 years looking to understand how consumers are buying and selling in India, especially in online, and the kind of impact that it's making on the customers' lives, right? And then no better way to understand how tech is enabling their lives and what they're doing about it. Tech adoption is not new, right? And it's gotten accentuated, especially post-COVID, where technology is just getting embedded into our lives day in and day out, be it buying groceries, watching movies, conducting meetings, or just doing researches online, right? So everything about what we're doing is changing. And just hearing from our agency partners, what it was before COVID, where I've heard 80-85% of work was done using traditional ways, and now the number is almost 50-50. So which in itself is like great progress that we're making. In addition, the consumer's journeys are also getting far more complex. Like there's a far less distinction between what's happening online, what's happening offline. Just to give you a data point, like 70% of consumers who actually buy television, start their journey by looking for stuff online. Then they go to offline, and then they come back and buy online, right? So it's essentially now sort of embedded everything, which is what is now becoming more and more important as researchers to embed these learnings into the methodologies and the approaches that we take. Right? And I'm glad to see that the industry is actually sort of keeping up pace with it, right? Think about agility. I know we have partners who actually promise us same-day results. It's almost like quick commerce in some sense. There are people who are sort of reaming through GBs of data every day and providing like live real-time insights. There is a lot of confluence of data that's happening across, not just brand track data, but it's actual behavior data. The reliance on stated data is coming down. There is merging of media data, IoT, and whatnot, right? So essentially, I think we're all moving in the right direction. And the kind of papers that we got, and then we were so impressed by the quality of papers that we actually got. And I'm proud to say that out of the 90 plus papers that we got, I think this theme had the highest number of papers that were submitted this year, right? And just going through some of these papers and shortlisting, the really amazing entries was a tall task for all of us. And Monika will talk a lot about some of these, right? And where we see all of these going, like I'm anticipating that, hey, we're now sort of going to be embracing Web3. We're going to be doing researches with digital avatar, VR, AR. You will see snippets of what's going to come up in terms of how AI is being used. There's a lot of reliance on automation, self-serve, real-time insights to actions being demonstrated. So a lot more in store for you folks. And I'm glad that in the midst of all of these, we also have a nice panel which is going to talk about the dilemmas that we're facing as we move towards embracing this tech world versus the traditional world, right? Over to you, Monika.
Thank you, Preet. Am I audible? This is fine for the live audience. Hi, everyone. I'm Monika Karamchandani, and I eat chocolates and biscuits and get paid for it. Preet just mentioned we had about 28 papers in this topic of tech-enabled revolution. And I think next time a client tells you, can I have something quick and dirty? You must tell them that I can give you something quick and awesome, thanks to all the technology that we have. So we're going to see a lot more coming up in the paper section today. One thing that I loved about the papers was there was a good mix of, agility with rigor, a combination of traditional with technology, a combination of artificial intelligence with human intelligence. It was very clear that humans are not going to be replaced very soon. You do have a role to play. You have to join the dots to say the story. Technology is going to help you cut down certain barriers that you had, go up to scale, do it faster, do it more accurately, have more real actual data compared to claim data. And so it's all there to support you, because a lot of people do feel insecure that, with chatbots, will quali moderators be replaced? But it's this whole combination that's going to work, right? And we're a long way from completely replacing humans, and it may not happen entirely as well. Some of the interesting papers we had, which may not be presented today, but I want to make a mention, right? There were things about doing car clinics virtually, a lot of social listening papers around fashion, food and beverages industry as well, using artificial intelligence for retail audits, where AI can help you really see a stock out situation, and you don't have to go store to store to check, which brands are in stock, etc., which SKUs. And everything comes on a dashboard to you almost in real time. You had online communities, you had AI for product testing, you had Agile Innovation Hub from Unilever. So a huge mix of papers, which was really, really very challenging to choose the best. So we'll show a few videos of certain papers that can't be presented completely, and then of course some teams will come and present the whole papers. So hope you take a lot of notes and reach out to the agencies who are doing some great work in this sphere. And lastly, a little personal example. Recently, there was a kitty party that my mom-in-law hosted. And usually they would say, oh, host some games, let's do this, let's do that, talk about food or Bollywood. And the last session, I spent 1 hour teaching all those aunties all the possible apps, right? They said, can you download this and show us how to book a cab, how to book a movie ticket, how to send an email to my son? And it was heartening to see that the 20 aunties just interested in these digital tools and really to make their lives better and easier. So you do have the beginner level people as well in India. So although we were talking so much about facial coding, eye tracking, artificial intelligence, we shouldn't forget that there is a huge population that is still traditional, not online. So that's why this whole mix of traditional and technology is here to stay. Yeah. So yeah, without wasting much time, moving on to the next presenter.